Welcome to Late Night Love. I'm Tammy Mack, and this is the man of the house. Give it up for Donovan J. Seated beside me. It's Friday Eve, and it's time for some Late Night Love, baby. This edition of Late Night Love is really going to, I don't know, maybe spook some people. Maybe,
We're getting into Halloween.
We are getting into Halloween. Not that this is necessarily about Halloween, but Don, you celebrated a birthday over the weekend.
You know what? Until somebody mentioned it, I almost forgot.
I called you on your birthday.
Did you?
And said happy birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the older you get, the more you keep forgetting.
Do you really?
Yeah. You know, it turns into a thing. You got to field all the messages and the phone calls. And it's like, come on.
So what did you do on your birthday? How did you celebrate?
I hung out with one of high school buddies, and we just went and, talked about how life is changing and we're getting old and blah, 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 blah. Although my cousin called me, he was like, hey, come over this weekend, and I love his cooking, so he's gonna cook, and we're gonna...
Oh, that's this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend. Yeah.
Well, that's good. I called you to take you to Harold and Bales.
Oh, you did?
But I think you were asleep or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I work late into the night, so sometimes.
It's all good. It's all good, but happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're older. Don't look any different.
Yeah, 47.
You look the same as you looked when you were 37.
Okay. Right.
Actually, you look better. You were a little chunkier. Your style of clothing was a little more eccentric.
Well, you don't hate on me.
I'm not hating. I'm trying to give good words.
Yeah, it was what? Was it more what? Latin? Was it what? Huh?
I don't know what it was.
Okay.
It was just a little eccentric, is what I'm going to say. That's how I'm going to label it. You had the Cadillac. What'd you have, a Cadillac?
I had a two-tone Cadillac. I'm sitting on 22s.
And they were all different color rims.
No, they weren't all different color rims.
Well, one side was red, the other side was gray.
I had a candy-painted Cadillac DTS 2001. It was candy red with... it was two-tone. So it was candy red on the top and gray on the side with a blue pinstripe. And then I had chrome wheels on one side and candy red on the other side. And I missed that car.
You do?
Yeah, but when you have a car like that in a city like this, it creates...
You get pulled over all the time.
It creates problems when driving because it is a prime... it makes you a prime target.
Well, I'm glad we put that to its death.
No, I'm gonna get.
You gonna get it again? I was hoping we were putting it to rest. Laying it to rest. The candy painted Cadillac to rest.
When I make a lot of money and get a big house, I would like to have it as a conversation piece in my mansion.
Okay, that's cool. Well, until then, we've laid it to rest, and clearly, I'm trying to make a transition here. Yeah. We're here and ready to discuss Black love in all its forms. So for the next 2 hours, you're going to hear from social media creators, content creators. You're going to hear from yourself. So if you would like to call into the show, you can call in live, 310-369-0400. That's 310-369-0400. And the first caller gets a swag bag. All right. Fox Soul t-shirt, Fox Soul hat. That's all good, right? And tonight's conversation it's pretty hefty.
Is it?
It's pretty heavy to me.
As a society, we have a tough time dealing with and talking about death. Tonight, we're going to be exploring the death of relationships and grief that's attached to it. And why do people have a hard time accepting the finality of failed relationships? And that's a big thing. Like, I experienced that when I went through a breakup. Sometimes you don't really know it, but there's a sense of death and mourning a relationship when it's over.
Absolutely.
Especially when you spend a significant amount of time with someone and then you live with someone and they're gone. I didn't experience that when I got a divorce. I was like, woohoo. But when I was in love with a woman and we split up and that breakup hurt and I came home to an empty house.
Yeah, you were having a hard time transitioning with that, with that empty pillow on the other side of the bed.
Ooh, that was literally like a piece of me had died. And you think you can get over it, but you're like, you really kind of mourn.
And you're like, how do I? Because this is a trip.
Yeah, and I really didn't realize. And I think as you get older, your emotions get deeper.
Why didn't you go after her? Why didn't you like say, hey, let's not break up?
I tried.
You did?
Yeah, we tried to go to therapy.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying when it was officially over, why did you say, no, I don't want it to be over?
I mean, then it turns into stalking.
Oh, okay.
Like she left. Okay. She left and went back home to
okay.
She had checked out, and I think there was a moment where there might have been a reconciliation when she went back home. But it's,
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't have any relationships that I grieve. I don't have
one?
Not one. I don't grieve not one relationship. I don't grieve, the death of it. It was meant to be. And none of my failed relationships were ever my fault. So
okay, all right. So where you live in Delulu?
No, I'm not living in Delulu. They'll tell you. I don't have to tell you. They'll tell you. Mm-hmm. None of it was my fault. I bring my A game to everything I do. I bring my A game, especially to relationships and loyalty and all that good stuff, man. Right. So yeah, not my fault. Not my grief. Not my grief. I am in the midst of grieving a friendship, though. Yeah, I am in the midst of grieving a friendship, and it hurts really, really bad. This creator gets the conversation going with her share, grieving someone who's still a heavy pain. So listen, watch, then share with us in the chat how you feel.
No one ever talks about the grieving stage of a breakup. Grieving somebody who's still alive, that's a different kind of pain, for real. They're still breathing, they're still laughing, they're still posting, just not with you. And somehow that hurts more than just losing them completely, because it's the door never closes and it just hurts. I get it. You're left wondering if they ever think about you, if they still, want to call you or text you, if they miss you, if they feel what you're feeling. You're left wondering that. But deep down, it's you kind of feel like they do, but you kind of know that they don't. And that hurts. So you just left grieving, the silence, the what ifs, the almost, the version of them that you created in your head. It's a different kind of pain, for real, but I promise you, you will get through it. You always do. You're going to survive this too. It's just a part of the process. It's just a part of the healing process, when you break up with somebody. I know it hurt, but you will. Hear me when I say, you will get through it.
She's right.
Yeah, she looked like Tyrone broke her heart.
She definitely looks like she's grieving right now. I feel for her. But it is. You wonder where they are, what they're doing, if they're thinking about you, if you're thinking about the same thing. You really do.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. And you know what really kind of hurts? How is it that we had this life together and now we don't?
And now it's gone.
Yeah. And you were my person. And now
you're not.
Now you're not. And it's
yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
I loved you.
Yeah. The romance is gone, and so is your friend. Oof. This creator discusses one of the hardest losses to accept after a breakup.
The saddest part about breaking up, man, is that you got to lose your homie in the process. When you in a real relationship, when it's real love there, that become your best friend. So good things that happen to you want to call them. Bad things that happen to you want to call them. You understand? Y'all got inside jokes that nobody else understand. They get you on a level that nobody else understand. You get them on a level that nobody else understand. That's your homie. That's your, aside from the relationship, aside from us being in love and all this romantic stuff, that's your homie for real. And when you break up with them, not only do you lose the relationship, but you lose your best friend. And that's the hardest part of it.
You definitely lost your best friend. You and the person who you're talking about that, you guys, simpatico is what I call it. You were, you see him, you see me. That's what it was. My man.
Yeah, that was a tough relationship for for me on that. But we were like, it was the first time I ever felt like I was in sync with somebody.
Y'all were like the best of friends. Y'all had these goofy jokes, and just like he said, you had these goofy jokes that you shared that nobody knew about. You both got the little tattoos and stuff.
Oh yeah, well, I still got it. Yeah.
Where? Didn't it fade away?
No, this is.
Yeah. Well, you put your arms like this and they connect. The heart connects.
It made a heart. You know.
Hey, I think it's Gene Noble sings matching tattoos. Aren't you glad we didn't get matching tattoos?
Yeah, I talked to her. She was like, "Oh yeah, my husband made me cover mine up." I was like, "Oh yeah, well I still got mine." You know.
Yeah, I don't have a wife who made me cover mine up. I'm still holding out.
People, you know what? I've dated a lot of women. I gotta get it covered up. I forget I have tattoos. Like I stopped paying attention to them so much, but people point them out.
Yeah. So it is like you're losing. You don't know who to call anymore. Like, who do you pick up the phone and call now? Like, you've got your whole ritual changes.
Yeah, your life, like because like I was kind of like but this is growth. I think, although there is the death and you have to grieve this relationship, that relationship forced me to grow in a way. So, I mean, and that's the kind of benefit that you look. But there is that level of pain of going through and changing your life.
There is nothing like a heartbreak. Heartbreaks are, oh, Lord, I'm just so happy. Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez. I do not want to deal. The heartbreak it's like a hole right here.
And heartbreak, it gets harder like the older you get. Like I think you have less tolerance. I find myself getting more emotional the older I get. So I'm like, I don't think I can deal with the heartbreak. I'm over here listening to R&B songs and I'm crying. I'm like, why am I crying listening to her? Like, what is this?
So when the text messages stop, this is something we talk about all the time, how you can tell by the text thread when something is not necessarily, functioning how it's supposed to.
You go from being number one and you just slowly start dropping all the way down.
You got to scroll just to find out when the last time you text them. You're like, what's going on with this relationship? The thoughts begin. So Morgan Scribe encourages you through the hard part after the relationship ends. So take a deep breath here, right? Woosah, and listen.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the hardest part of letting go is when the dinging stops. When the text messages are not coming, there are no more phone calls, and there's silence. And it leaves you questioning everything. All you're left with is your thoughts and your memories, and unfortunately, all you can remember is the good stuff. And so you're questioning yourself. Did you make the right decision? Did it not happen? Is this reality? Do I want them back? Why don't they care? That silence is really uncomfortable. And you're gonna be there for a minute. So, it's okay. It's okay. Begin that silence. Cry it out. One step in front of the other every single day. This is the hard part, but you're gonna get on the other side of it. You can't see the other side right now. It is not visible, and it's painful, and it's gonna be like that for a minute, but you will get there. So take your time. Love you.
This is bringing up too many memories.
Let me tell you, the silence is not really silent because everything you hear is the phone ringing.
Yeah,
everything you hear is a phone. Is that my phone? Did my phone? Was that my phone?
And you know what?
Phone beep?
Or you wait on a text message to pop up, and you're looking, and it's everybody hitting you But the person you want.
But the person you want.
Everybody calling
like,
you.
Why are y'all calling me?
Everybody calling. Everybody hitting you. Everybody talking to you. But this, although you're going, and somebody may be going through this right now, or you might have gone through this in the past, you have to occupy your life with other things other than another person, so that when breakups like this do happen, you have things going on outside of another person.
Man, let me tell you something. I was at the club when my worst and biggest heartbreak. I was at the club. My girls were getting me out and about, get everything going, get him off my mind. I was at the phone booth checking the answering machine at the club. Some of y'all might not know that feeling.
Yeah, that's a
phone booth
at the answering machine.
Answering machine. Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about that right there. That is horrific. Like nothing you do, you're looking at the phone all day, every day, and you try to keep your mind occupied, but you always do that little glance.
What is he doing? Where's he at?
That little glance. Is he called yet?
Yeah, you cannot allow yourself to be absorbed by one person. But I mean, this happens when you're young, though. When you're young, you're kind of wrapped up in.
It happens when you're old too, though. It's a breakup, and breakups. It's when you are with someone and you love them and they love you, and it's a fantastic, fabulous relationship. When it ends, I don't care if you were together every day or no days. When it ends, it hurts really, really bad. I lost 80 pounds after my heartbreak.
Oof.
80.
I got an iron heart now. I don't know if I can.
That's 80. That sounds like a lot of pounds.
Yeah, that's how much you weigh.
I was 80 pounds. My bad.
I got an iron heart though. I don't think you ain't getting there anymore.
Is it because of the last one though?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a lot of medication and antidepressants and
I guess that'll do it too, right?
Yeah. All right. In just a bit, Death Doula Darnell Lamont Walker joins the conversation.
A death doula?
Yeah, we'll find out what that is. More Late Night Love after the break. Stick around.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
All right, welcome back to Late Night Love. Call the number on the screen to talk with myself and Tammy and tell us how you grieved a relationship. Who knows? Your share could help someone tonight. That's 310-369-0400. From the chat, Marlon Cozy says, my divorce is really hard because my ex-wife lost her great-grandmother. I paid my respects at the funeral, but I was in mixed emotions, watched the casket drop. but I saw my marriage in the casket. Ooh.
Ugh. So he saw his marriage going down with the casket.
Yeah, that's hard. All right, Tammy, what happens when you don't realize you're grieving a relationship? What behaviors or indicators might show up when you aren't fully aware of your feelings?
When you're not aware?
Yeah, when you don't realize you're grieving a relationship. That's a big one, right? Like, because I didn't know. I thought a breakup was just
a breakup. Yeah.
Until you live with someone, you spend every day with someone, and then you're like, oh my God, there's something missing out of your life.
That person.
Yeah.
It's a literal death because that person is not there, you know. Well, like I said, when I went through my heartbreak and breaking up with my ex, I lost a lot of weight. I was not eating. My mom knew I wasn't eating, you know, and they were trying to get me to eat. And it was funny because guys who used to like me, you know, they would be like, "Damn, girl, you done gone down."
Gone down.
You used to have a little rump back there. You ain't got nothing.
You done gone down.
And I'm like, why did they feel like they had to share that information with me?
You done gone down.
Damn, girl, you done gone down. Lost your little job at the radio station and you lost your butt.
So depression, starving yourself, you basically just sick.
And you become non-sociable. Is that a word? Non-sociable.
Yeah,
you don't want to go. Yeah, you isolate. You don't want to go anywhere. You just want to lay in the bed and wait for the phone call. You know, you just want to lay in the bed and feel. You know what I've often done in breakups. I don't know if this is a psycho thing or not, and if I should be sharing it. But I would oftentimes think about us being together. It made me feel better. It made me get through the breakup.
Oh, God.
So I would think of, in my mind, create these scenarios of us doing things together.
Oh, just to create a comfortable feeling.
Yeah.
See, there's a lot of mental torture that is really going on inside of your mind. Like there's a lot of obsessive, compulsive thoughts that are just racing through, trying to like, why you got, and the way to get over this is you got to get new stimulation going on in your brain so your brain can release these thoughts of obsessing over this person.
Yeah. Oh, a good movie for that was Boomerang. Boomerang's one of my favorite movies with Eddie Murphy. And Boomerang, Robin Givens like cuts it off with Eddie Murphy, and he's just sad, and his job tells him he's got to take a break because he's not really caring about the job anymore, the advertising agency anymore.
Oh, this is the one where he was the one making people's feet curl, but she made his feet curl
right,
in the movie
exactly.
and turned them out.
Yes, Boomerang. It came back on him.
Yeah.
And then Halle Berry was like, "Okay, come on, you got to get out. You got to find something different to do." So she introduced him to a community group of kids that painted and you know, so he started doing other things, and then eventually fell in love with Halle Berry, but then left Halle Berry to go back to the one Robin Givens, and you know.
Oh,
Boomerang. That movie was kind of like him grieving that whole time, that little fling that he had, and then going away doing something else. You look through pictures, right?
Pictures, food.
You scroll. Oh, this is what they do now. This is what they do now. You look at old text messages.
There we go.
You look at old, like, "Hey, babe. Good morning, babe. I miss you so much. I love you." Like, you look at those old text messages, like when, because there's a timeline now of when and how it went wrong. So you're looking at the text thread, like, when did it change? When did the text stop? When did they start becoming something different than "I can't wait to see you"?
Or what happened? Or, you know, where's that?
Yeah.
You know. It's none of this is all productive at all to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Piece of Dees knows there's a lesson in the loss, but it doesn't make the hurt any easier. No. Take a look.
So it's been about 6 months now since I lost who I thought was the love of my life. And I've done pretty much everything under the sun. Pray, meditate, therapy, going on solo dates, pouring into yourself, processing it. It doesn't change the fact that it hurt. And I realized that this isn't the first time that I felt like I lost the love of my life. But each time the pain is different but the same. Excruciating. Different because I grew from the last time it happened. Excruciating because I've poured into myself. I put in the work. I thought I did everything right this time. But the outcome still wasn't what I desired. So that only means one thing. There had to be a lesson I was supposed to learn. There had to be.
We had a mutual friend who basically said, I can't date anymore. And I was like, I didn't really understand it at the time, but she was like, yeah, can't do it. I mean, she was of a certain age, and I get it now. Like at some point, you just get tired of risking your heart and going through the breakup
and going through the motions of just dating.
It's a lot.
Like you pour your all into someone, and you think that this may be somebody you could settle down with finally, and then you're like, oh, it's just not worth the. What's your sign anymore?
What's your sign?
It's just not worth it. I don't care. I don't care what your zodiac sign is.
I always say love is a young person's game. You have the energy. You're full of you're viral. You're ready to go.
Vibrant,
yeah. And you got more to risk. And as you get older, it's like because like how many times can you keep putting your heart on line and the risk?
But I feel for old boy because now I want to know like what happened, dude. Because he sounded like he was all into it. And when I see men that are all into it, I always want to know what happened because these women out here are like, I can't find no man, I can't find nobody who want to marry me. But so whenever I see a man who's like lost in love, and I just really want to know more. Like what had happened, dude?
Sometimes life just be lifing. I mean, sometimes nothing happened. Sometimes a person just didn't want to be with you, and for whatever reason they had you not it for them. I was watching a social media clip about this older woman recounting her dating at a younger days, and she was like, "Yeah, I used to have this guy. I used to date men with cars back in the day when I was younger, and I had this one guy who picked me up and drove me 90 miles to my mama's house, and I liked him. He was fun, but he didn't have that pizzazz in him, and I broke up with him, and." He went on to have a degree and a PhD, and I got a little jealous when he got a girlfriend because I thought he should always be available to me, and he should cheat just for me, But you had him.
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 He was driving you 90 miles to your mama's house.
Never said a mean thing to her.
Those are the men that we oftentimes cast to the side. That Michelle Obama, she had the right idea.
What was that?
Well, I mean, she grabbed Barack when he was nothing.
You think Barack could have been cast to the side? You think Barack?
I'm sure he has been cast to the side. There is someone somewhere going, damn it.
I gave up on Barack Obama.
Trust and believe. Michelle wasn't his first girlfriend.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But you know what? He might not have been president if they were together. I mean, but I
think it's pretty clear that he would have been something because that's the trajectory he was on.
If he didn't marry Michelle Obama and he married, I don't know, Jennifer Obama or
Tasha
Becky Obama.
Becky Obama, he might not have won. He might not have won. Becky was on his
From
side.
the chat, Dynasty says, honestly, I feel bad for all the people grieving because they're still in love. Personally, I'm more of an Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett.
Oh, Angela Bassett in Waiting to Excel. I'd rather light that crap on fire so I can move on.
You just go set it on fire?
Come on, Dynasty. Why?
Well, but I think Dynasty, I don't think we're necessarily talking about these hardcore breakups like that. Every breakup doesn't have to be a mean and evil kind of breakup. Angela Bassett, we're talking, I mean, in Waiting to Excel was extreme. Like, she supported this man while he was going to be, I think he was a doctor or attorney. He was something really big. I think it was a doctor. But whatever he was, it was big. She stood by him 11 years. Mary J. Blige to tell the story, right? 11 years I sacrificed, and you could leave me at the drop of the dime. Yeah, that's worth setting everything on fire. But we're talking about a little less drama or dramatic breakups, like those that,
You got me thinking now about all the people who missed the boat. Beyonce's boyfriend now, how that breakup must feel, looking back.
Love them enough to let go, and you'll free yourself in the process. What do you think of Bria Lynn's share? Drop a comment in the chat after taking a look at this. We're chatting.
People don't talk about this enough, but you have to love someone enough to let them go. When you truly love somebody, you let them go if you know that you guys are not healthy together, if you guys know that it's always been toxic, it's a cycle that keeps repeating. When you truly love that person, you don't want to keep hurting them, and you don't want to keep hurting when you truly love yourself. So you have to love them so much to the point where you release them to go be loved the way that they deserve to be loved, and allow yourself to be released so you can allow yourself to be loved the way you deserve to be loved. And it's not saying that you two don't love each other a lot. It's just saying that you're incompatible. You may have a deep bond, you may have a deep connection, and all of those things and all those memories and all that stuff, that doesn't just go away. But I've had to do it with the same person several times. But that last time, it was like, I just love you so much, I have to let you go. And, you know, it's been a year now. So I feel better. I'm telling you guys, it happens, it comes, and you'll feel better.
Yeah, I've done that. I was dating.
I don't know if she really feels better.
That's hard. No, I was dating a girl a woman, I should say, that I had to kind of like let go because the relationship was just unhealthy. But I still, to this day, still love her. You know, but it was just an unhealthy relationship. You know.
Did you get through that, or are you still going through that?
No. I had to like it. It took me a while to kind of recognize we're just incompatible, and I can't. I've done so much work on myself in regards to not being in dysfunction that I cannot be in a dysfunctional relationship, regardless of that you still want to be together.
I thought it was unfortunate that broke up, because I felt like that could have been a very good relationship for you. And it was very unfortunate that, you know, she was kind of
different.
Different. Unique. Yeah, she was she was kind of unique in a way that didn't coincide with what you wanted from a relationship. So I felt bad for you, because I knew how much you loved her, and I knew how much you wanted to make it work, and time again you tried to make it work. And what I appreciate about you in this relationship is that it's hard for you to leave.
Well, yeah.
And this time although it took a few takes, take 1, take 2, take 3, take 44. It took a few takes, but you left this one much sooner than most of the others, and kind of stuck to it, which surprised me. So I was very proud of you for that, because I know you were grieving that relationship, and it's hard to not accept a phone call when you're grieving. It's hard to not hear another person's cry when you're grieving. It's hard to not want to drive by just to check on them and see what they doing. It's hard to be like, how the kids, to not be like, how the kids doing, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to not do those things in the midst of grieving.
You got to like disconnect yourself from it, you know, and it's a very hard thing to sit there and like, you know, just emotionally detach yourself from that.
Yeah, it's very hard to just emotionally not want to check in on a person that you care about, because you know that if you check in with them, either the cycle begins again, or you have to start all over yourself, re-grieving again. Yeah. And that's a horrible situation.
Beyond horrible. All right, you have 2 minutes to get back here to meet deaf doula Darnell Lamont Walker. More Late Night Love is on the way right after this break.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
All right. Are you still grieving a past relationship, struggling to stay present in your current one? Is the thought of dating triggering triggering after your last romance? Let's talk about it. Give us a call now, 310-369-0400.
How do you get through the loss of a relationship? What is your grieving process? We'd love to know. So hit us up at 310-369-0400. Dynasty's still in the chat, honey. Not in regards to romantic relationships, but I spent a lot of time grieving parental figures recently. And yes, I read all the text messages, saw pictures, and I even found myself talking to them. When you're referring to parents, Dynasty, do you mean the death of parents? Because right now I think I'm grieving my parents, but they're not gone. They're still here. I'm grieving the parents that once were. You know what I mean?
That's
yeah. I mean, you're going through the same thing.
Yeah, they're aging. They're getting older.
They're aging, and the health issues are coming up, and so both my mother and father. It's. You don't realize, that they're going to get older, but you don't realize the emotional toll that it takes on you to see a person that was strong and feisty and who had all the answers and who could come up with something that you needed at the drop of a dime and who was there and supportive of every single thing, was at every event and it's hard to picture them not capable of doing those things anymore. And now, whereas you once leaned on them, they have to lean on you, but don't want to. Don't want to.
From the chat, Amber Mike says, it just doesn't hit the same when you reach out to an ex. The version of your relationship isn't the same now that you've broken up. No, there's a level of that intimate relationship, that intimate connection that you once had now is broken. And now it's almost like two foreign. It's like a corporate relationship. How are you doing?
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
How's the family? Everything going okay?
Yeah,
Are you dating?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good to see you.
Okay, nice to have talked to you. Yeah. I don't.
That intimate, that intimacy you had doesn't exist anymore. You don't know where the hug or the pound.
I don't know what it is about my exes, but they seem to think it still exists.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I don't know. I was just a great girlfriend, man. I was amazing.
No problems on this side over here. Nothing, huh?
I'm an amazing girlfriend in every way, man. I got dogs. I've never dropped a boyfriend. They always quit me.
Always quit you.
And so that would make you think, how were you amazing if they always quit you?
Yeah, why did they always quit you?
It's because I was ahead of my time. I was ahead of their time.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? When you're in certain areas of your life, you want and need certain things. And then I'm the thing that the men want when they become men.
Oh, you were the good girlfriend.
I wasn't the thing that they wanted when they were 20.
You didn't have all the pizzazz that they were looking for.
I became the thing that they wanted when they were 40 and ready to settle down.
Got you.
Right? That makes sense, right?
Yeah, you straight A student.
All day. All day. Honor roll, baby. Who? Me? Yes. This man has used his artistic gifts to create award-winning documentaries, children's book, television shows as a death doula. Yes, that is what I said. A death doula. He shares even more gifts of empathy and care for those facing the end of their lives. Becoming a death doula has been a true labor of love for this brother, okay? Knowing our community struggles with trauma and grief, because our community definitely struggles with trauma and grief, especially surrounding death. He has held space and shown love for those in the midst of their final transition. I mean, no better place to be than with someone when their loved one is transitioning, for you to be by their side to guide them through. That's the worst moment probably of anyone's life.
I got a lot of questions with it. I got a lot of questions.
So he's held space and shown love for those in the midst of their final transition. Death is inevitable. We're all going to die. I don't know why black people think we not. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Not will. I don't want to do no will. I don't want to talk about that. Well, you don't have to talk about it. It's going to happen whether you want to or not. But having someone walk with you through it and hold your hand makes the journey a bit more bearable. It's clear Darnell Lamont Walker is very special, people. Let's take a second just to check out some of his work, all right?
So you've been sitting with the dying since you were a kid. When did you realize that it was your calling?
I had friends who were getting their work permits, and they were getting these jobs at Burger King and Hardee's and McDonald's, and I was still a little too young. And so I found a volunteer job at a local hospice. Not because it was hospice, it was just because that was the only job I could possibly get. My job was like to hang up calendars and make toast and do arts and crafts with some of the patients. But they would call me into their room and say, hey, could you just sit with me? My family, they don't come around. Could you just play cards, or you want to hear a story? And I'm sitting in there 13 years old like, yeah, I want to hear it all. I love talking to people. I love hearing people's stories. Years went by. I had people die, family members died, and me and my grandmother were there, or me and whoever. And then I was sharing these same stories about 10 years ago with a friend who was a hospice nurse. And she says, oh, it sounds like you're a death doula. And I had never heard the term before. And I was like, oh, let me look this up. So I'm looking it up, and suddenly it just clicked. And I'm like, oh, this feels right. This feels like what I'm supposed to do. This is the thing. Like, wow. I'm good at writing. I always thought that was like the purpose. But then writing suddenly felt like, oh, this is just the thing I do, helping people transition or find joy at the end or move through grief. This is what I'm supposed to do with my life.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Late Night Love, Darnell Lamont Walker.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I've been over here crying, laughing at y'all, especially about being a good girlfriend. Like, I get that. I get that. I appreciate you with that honesty.
Darnell, in that clip that we just saw, you seem to be very emotional in that clip. Did I read that right?
No, yeah, that's right. I mean, anytime I talk about my grandma, we all know grandmas always say are global treasures, right? And so anytime I talk about my grandma, it's all love, though. It's like tears of love, but also just talking about the work, talking about the work I do, the work, how important it is, especially in this community. Like you just said, it's what we don't like talking about. We think if we talk about it, it's going to happen, which isn't true. We, all the curses and the jinx and superstitions or whatever, but it's emotional work. But in that video there was more about my grandma and the love I have for her still. She's been gone about 14 years, but still. So
yeah, we love grandma for sure. Them grandmas,
we love grandma.
Man, they do something. So, okay, we got to know, what the heck is a death doula? Because we are totally blindsided. We did not know this existed.
Yeah, right on. And you answered it pretty much in the introduction. I'm here to help people transition. I'm here to help people to make that end, that final journey as easy as it possibly can be, to help them get closure, to help families move through the grief, to help them grieve themselves. But overall, it's about helping them get the death or get as close to the death that they want as possible. For me, now there are some death doulas, like we all do different things. There are death doulas who do bedside vigils. There are some who help plan the funeral who don't come in the room at all when the person's dying. You know, it's a million things. For me, it's about helping people transition in the end and tell their story, whatever that story is. I am a writer, and so I try to blend those two things, you know, and help them tell the story that they want to leave behind when they're gone.
You talk about emotions. How do you not pick up a lot of the emotions?
Yeah.
Because you're around death so much. How do you not carry this? It's a lot, because it seems to be a lot.
It's a lot. I think it's, not I think, but I know for me, the love is that I get to be there so people don't die alone.
Okay.
And so there's a joy in that for them and for me. I don't want anyone to be alone in the end. And so even when it's hard, like I have a client now who will likely die this weekend, and he's only 21. But I also know that he's ready, and don't want to say I'm looking forward to that for him, but these are the circumstances we're dealing with, and I know he wants to go, and the time is coming in. So it's like, good, he'll have that, and he's had as close to the end that he wanted as possible, and so there's love in that, and it's not just sadness. Sadness is there. I will cry about that. I will, go through those emotions. I will grieve him, but overall, it was, hey, I was there for him. I helped get this story out. I helped, just make it as peaceful as possible.
I don't understand, Darnell. I don't understand. I'm trying my best, but it seems to me that if you have to cry every time you're going through a death with someone, and it is obviously frequent because this is what you do, how can you physically be able to move through life if you have to be drenched in your emotions once a week?
But don't mistake it. That's not every client. I'm going to cry about this one just because he's 21. I have a 20-year-old son.
Yeah.
And so when I go and see him and I'm with him, it's kind of that reminder, and I'm looking at this kid who didn't get to live the life that he wanted. And so there's grief in that for me. With most clients, there are no tears. I get to be there with you. I get to have these final joyous moments with you. A lot of it, we think death is always sad. We think it's, full of tears, but some of these people experience like pure joy in the end of their life, especially when they realize like, oh, it doesn't have to be that death that my mom had or that death that my grandparents had that was in the hospital and hooked up to machines and sad. I could die in my garden with my dog and surrounded by family. That's love there. And so you get to leave that situation and say, oh, that was good. They got that. And you get to move through that. So everyone isn't about, these heavy emotions. It comes every so often. But even when that is, because there are people who say, oh, I could never do this work. And it sounds like, kind of this is what you two are saying, like, this is hard. But sometimes people want those people to cry with them. It's like it makes them feel like, oh, it's okay if I cry. Because there are people who say, I could never do it. I'd cry at every bedside. It's like, well, that'd be fine too. Sometimes that makes it okay for other people to grieve themselves if you grieve them too. And so there's room for it all.
Who typically needs your services?
Typically it's the family afterward. It's not always the person who's dying. Sometimes I come after that. And so it's usually the family that's moving through the grief. But every once in a while, I'd say every couple of months, I get someone who's at the end of their life.
I don't mean to make light of this, but this is kind of heavy. Like, so are you like the funeral home? You have like certain packages and stuff?
No. I come in and they say, well, what do you offer? And if I don't offer what they're looking for, then I know, many death doulas, many folks who work in every space.
Did you know this was a thing?
I did not know there was a thing. You got like a routine? Is it like a stand up 5 minutes?
So even y'all, like seemingly healthy folks, right? So you come to me, you like, oh, what could you do for me? And it's like, oh, well, are you prepared? Like, what have you talked about this? Have you answered, here's some questions you could talk about with your family. There's an amazing deck of cards called the Death Deck by a friend of mine, Lisa, who you get to just play with family members, just ask questions, because we don't talk about it, right? We don't have these conversations. So if y'all came to me and said, well, what can you do for me? It's like, here's some questions. How do you want to die? That's a great way to start the conversation.
How do you want to die?
My family not playing that game, Darnell. They not gonna play. They not gonna play. They tapping out right away. Put them cards away, girl. I'm telling you, I can't even see my A9 picking up some death cards.
But think about like how many family members, right, that we've lost and had no clue how they wanted to go, no clue what they wanted in the end, and then the family starts falling apart because everyone has to guess. And cousin, so-and-so disagrees with this cousin, and then y'all haven't seen each other since Thanksgiving 3 years ago because no one wanted to talk about death.
So we are talking about, today we're talking about the death of relationships. Why do you think people struggle with the end of relationships?
Because, it's not... With relationships, it's not just losing a person, right? You're losing the story that you built with them, the future that you thought you had, the routines. And people struggle because it feels like a part of them has been ripped away. And in some ways, in honesty, it has. And so you don't just grieve this person, you grieve the life that no longer exists. And so there's a struggle in that, very much like the end of life.
That's it. So, what are the signs that we're grieving?
So, it can show up in many ways. Like I have one friend who says, grief is sneaky, right? Grief is sneaky. It shows up a lot of times in the body. So either you can't sleep, you stop eating, or maybe you eat too much, and it's heavy. You get stuck. You get restless. It shows up in your behaviors even. Like you will keep replaying old conversations that you had, old things you did, and you see it from so many other perspectives than what actually happened. Or you cling to anything that reminds you of the person. Grief will always make itself known, even when you try to outrun it. And so we've seen it manifest in so many ways. It's kind of like stress, right? So like when you get stressed, you're like, my throat's been tight for 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, oh, well, maybe we need to name that. Maybe you need to say it out loud. Say what that thing is.
Yeah. So, hey, can you stay with us? This is just like extremely fascinating. I've got so many other questions that I have to get to. We're going to go to a quick break. And then when we come back, we got to get more into this because I got 1,000 other questions more with the Death Doula.
I'm loving this. I don't like the title Death Doula. That's scary to me.
We got to talk about that. We gonna get y'all to talk about that.
But can you be like the other side doula or something like that? Like, do we have to name it Death, Darnell? We'll talk about that.
But that's what it is,
End of life caregiver.
End of life. Yes, the end of life doula.
You got to keep it corporate.
Caregiver.
All right, more with the end of life caregiver when Late Night Love continues next.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
All right, welcome back to Late Night Love. We have Darnell, Lamont Walker, the death doula, here talking about grieving the end of relationships. Very interesting, your work. So how does the grieving process at the end of a relationship mirror the end of life? And are the emotions similar?
Right. I mean, it's almost identical, right? So when the relationship ends, you go through, what we call the stages of grief. Denial, anger, bargaining, the deep sadness. And so the way it's the exact same way you do when someone dies. So because in truth, a relationship is really a living thing, right? So when it ends, it dies, and the emotions are the same because love is the same currency, whether it's leaving through a breakup or through death. And so I think once we figure that out, it's kind of like, we can look at it and say, oh, this is the same thing. These are the same feelings. And maybe it helps the process. Maybe it helps ease the process. Maybe we can look back at how we grieved the death of a loved one and apply, how we got through that healing to how we get through this relationship or the end of this relationship.
Yeah.
What exactly are the stages of grief?
It's been debunked that there are stages. You go through. There is no linear grieving process. You could feel it all at the same time. You could feel the anger, the denial, the acceptance, the deep sadness, in no particular order.
I think you said earlier, bargaining. What is that?
Yeah. So you're like, oh, well, if I can, if I could just get a little more time, I'll give this out. I'm willing to give this thing up. You're trying to negotiate for less pain, or you're trying to negotiate with more God? Time, or with whoever, yourself, the person that's leaving, whoever it is that's listening. And when you're sinking, you'll reach out to whoever's willing to throw you anything. So you're just trying to bargain with whoever has an ear for you.
Right.
Yeah. And it's real. It's how many times, we've made promises to someone just to lessen the pain just a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How do you navigate the grief? How do you, I mean, is there a way to even navigate it, or you just kind of just have to sit with it?
Well, I mean, it's important to not try to outrun it. Grief will wait for you, whether it's, months or years later or down the road, but if you just walk with it or sit with it, it can teach you, and it's really just naming that thing. I think that's what we have to first do is name it, say it out loud, and just say, I'm grieving. And then give yourself permission to feel that thing without shame or without embarrassment. And in community, if you can, you have to find your people. Grief isn't meant to be experienced alone, right? Like I read this great Substack months ago, and I referenced it in one of mine. And this woman says, I want to go into a relationship. I want to, give my all, pour my heart into a new relationship, but I know I've been hurt in the past, and I'm afraid. And her friends told her, listen, you go into that, give it your all. If anything happens, we're here if you break, and we can help put you back together. And a lot of navigating grief is finding those people who will help put you back together, who will say, go get hurt if that's what happens. Right. Hopefully it doesn't, of course, but if that's what happens, and we'll be here when you come out, or when whatever happens, even if it's to support. but that community is so important for navigation.
Much like the grief of a death of someone that you love, the grief of a relationship can be a surprise thing that happens. It could happen all of a sudden. You know, oops, you walk in on your husband and he's got somebody's butt in the air, or or it could be a progression of the death of the relationship. Does either one of them hurt less?
No, no, it doesn't. Like, there's no way to know how you're going to be affected by grief. Like, there are all these people popping up now on social media who are trying to shame their partners because they're deeply grieving the loss of an ex, right? And it's like, do you love me less? What am I doing here? And it's like, well, I didn't know I was going to grieve. And they're like, oh, you're grieving this ex that died more than you grieved your grandma. And it's like, well, I had no expectations for this. I didn't know I was going to grieve this heavy. No one knows. And so, grief can hit you in so many unexpected ways. So I would never say that one of those would hurt less than the other. You just don't know. But you can be prepared for it if you just talk about it more, if you're not afraid to have those conversations,
right.
If you're not afraid to build that community and be vulnerable with your people.
Now, Don and I, no offense, but we kind of felt like Death Doula, Grim Reaper. So I want to know how this works out in your. How does your occupation manifest in your own dating world or relationships?
Or do they run when they see you?
Right.
No, so for
you very handsome. Don't get it twisted. You're a handsome brother.
It's the light. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I'm gonna take that. I appreciate
that. Please do.
What you do just seems very. There's a weird energy around it, not a negative energy, but like it's surrounding death.
It's the unknown. It's just the unknown. That's all.
But like I'm like you. I'm great in relationships because, and not just intimate relationships, but friendships too, because of this work. Because this work forces me to face my own mortality, and in that I also tend to make my friends do the same. And my partners as well. And so it's kind of like, listen, we're going to die. How can we live the best life possible with this knowledge?
Oh my goodness. So, I just had a thought though, Darnell.
Yeah, go
You
for
would
it.
be the perfect boyfriend because he's in touch with his emotions. That's crazy. You're in touch with your emotions, and you're an emotional being, and you have a sensitivity about you that most men wouldn't even have.
And let's talk about that. Let's talk about how, like, even when we look at Black men, we don't have these conversations. We don't talk about our emotions. We don't talk. Death is definitely off the table. Vulnerability is off the table.
Yeah.
And so I go into relationships, whatever they are, with all of these things. I start with all of these things. Now, I'm not saying it was always like this, but as an adult now and a death doula now, and being able to face my own mortality, and I go into it with all this, knowing that, listen, this is probably all we have today. Like right now is all we have. One of the three of us could go out as soon as this interview ends and die, right? Mm-hmm. And like me personally, like when I was 22, I was diagnosed with a blood clotting condition that, and I got to get checked up every year. And every year they tell me, you could die at any moment. Yes, I do know that. And so I live with this fact, but because of that, I live an amazing life. And so I go into relationships wanting people to do the same. And so I'm just like, let's pour it all out there. Let's just put it all out there and see what happens.
I guess that would be me too. I got type 2 diabetes. So I can go out any day, I suppose.
It can take you anytime. So, anytime. Why are you not talking about it? Why are you running from that? How do you want to die?
I was going to ask you how you want to die.
Oh, I want to go having fun. I travel. So if it's somewhere cliff diving, off a cliff in the middle of Curacao, that'd be perfectly fine with me. I'm more concerned
in the middle
with
of Curacao.
Yeah,
how they're gonna. Oh yeah, you can jump off a cliff right there. Listen, it needs to be epic. It needs to be
that is
amazing.
Epic. Yeah, that is epic.
I had a question of like, are you going to have a death doula at your death? Like,
I hope so. I hope, or maybe I don't even need one. I hope I just have the community there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've built so much of a community that I'm one of those people who I do want a deathbed. I don't want to die instantly. I need like at least 3 days to be dramatic, to complain. Like, cause we all hear the stuff, people like, oh, so-and-so died. He never complained once. Man, no, come on now. We know I want to complain till the end. I want people waiting in the hallway to come in, say their goodbyes. And
you all never lived up to my expectations. How dare you?
Yeah.
So all your complaints gonna be heard through the mountains of Curacao as you bungee jump off the mountain. Yeah. What advice, Darnell, would you offer someone in the midst of grieving a loss of a relationship?
Yeah. First of all, I say don't rush yourself. So many of us want to get through the pain so fast. So don't rush yourself. Healing isn't a timeline. Mm-hmm. Let yourself feel what you feel without apologizing for it. Surround yourself with people who remind you that you're still whole, who can put you back together. It's that Toni Morrison quote. She was a friend of mine. She took all the pieces of me and put them back together. Mm-hmm. And paraphrasing, of course. And remember that grief doesn't mean that love failed at all. It just means that love was real, right? And you'll carry these pieces with you into whatever comes next. And so overall, just don't rush and find the community. I think those are the two most important things.
Did you say Toni Morrison was a friend of yours?
No, it's the quote that she has.
Oh.
She says,
okay.
She was a friend of mine.
Yes, okay. I was about to say, we're not going to gloss over that. So let everybody know where they can find you, Darnell, how they can get in touch with you and find out more.
Yeah, so I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram at Hello Darnell. I have a book coming out in February of 2026 called Never Can Say Goodbye, about my experiences as a death doula.
Oh, wow.
So check that out. But yeah, I'm LinkedIn, Substack, Darnell Lamont Walker.
All right. Thank you, sir, for coming on Late Night Love. We appreciate you. We'll be right back with more Late Night Love right after the break.
Thank you, Darnell.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Welcome back to Late Night Love. I'm Tammy Mack, and he is Don Amici. We are together again. Don, do you think grieving is healthy? Like, how might letting grief run its course help someone move on from their situation and heal in preparation for their next romance, right? And how could being stuck in grieving prevent someone from finding love again?
That's a very big question,
right?
Grieving, I think we all have to kind of grieve. It's a part of a normal process when you lose something.
Mm-hmm.
Getting stuck in that thing, though, getting stuck in grief is not healthy. I think time does a good portion of healing.
But when we're talking about relationships, a lot of people grieve by finding another love really quickly. Like they will get out of a relationship and jump right into the next one so that they don't even feel the grief.
Yeah, I mean, my uncle said how you get over a relationship is by getting under another woman.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Never heard that. You can call in if you like. Tell us how you deal with the grief of a relationship. 310-369-0400. I was grieving during my relationship. So by the time I got out of it, I was done and ready to move on.
Yes, I mean, sometimes you spend time breaking up in the relationship. Like there's a period where you're breaking up before the relationship ends so that you start to grieve towards the end of the relationship. And then when it's done, there's a piece of the relationship. But I think you have to kind of sit in that moment, in that pain for a little bit to kind of...
Yeah, I wasn't in. I had already sat in it. I was sitting in it while I was in the relationship.
You sit in that pain to do some reflection to
I was
to
sitting
grow.
there. My relationships, they what you call it when you crisscross them? They ran into one another.
Right. Yeah, you got to sit in that. You got to.
I didn't sit in it.
You got to sit in it. You got to let it.
Should I go back and sit?
No. You done moved on. You're a different woman now. What you going to go sit in that pain for? That was 20-year-old you.
Man, that was crazy. Like, yeah. I do think when it comes to divorce, I think a lot of people do the grieving while they're still married, because I think that you did, right?
You know what? Yeah. So when I was married, my marriage wasn't really good. There was, I guess you could say that marriage was. I was grieving throughout the whole thing,
right.
Or it gave me a lot of grief,
right?
Throughout the whole thing. And when I left, I kind of was like, I grieved leaving my son behind. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of like the piece. But it was kind of like, what are you gonna do? You had to.
But you didn't grieve the marriage.
No. That was kind of like.
Because you were grieving during the marriage.
Yeah, it was a bad time.
Yeah, you was in the shower, huh?
Yeah, I was in the shower like, is this how it's gonna be for the next 50 years? I was like, let me go find a garden hose and let me see if I can check myself out of here, because I was thinking about that.
I know you said you were thinking about putting a garden hose to the gas tank,
to the tailpipe, and putting it to the window, and trying to check out early.
Yeah, you were definitely grieving. That was a little more than grieving. Jonathan David Hills reminds us the healing glow up isn't always pretty, and it's not.
No.
People don't often talk about the grief that comes along with healing. During the stages of the healing process, you're letting go of people, patterns, places, and parts of yourself that you thought that you'd always have. And oftentimes, people get caught up in the aesthetics of healing. And some people even think that it's a gentle glow up with isolated dates and vacations and spa packages. But healing, it's messy and it's lonely. And it's waking up realizing that the things that you once accepted, you no longer accept, like disrespect and not setting your boundaries and allowing people to walk all over you and mistreat you. And it's also recognizing that you were staying quiet when you should have spoken up. And you're not broken, you're becoming. And in the process of becoming, things begin to be revealed to you. And then not only are they revealed to you, you start to reveal things about yourself. And everything that's often revealed isn't as easy to digest. So the journey doesn't always feel like you're at a 5-star resort in the Maldives. The journey is hard, but it's good for you.
Yeah,
even when you're at a 5-star resort trying to heal, it hurts.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. You can put yourself wherever you need. You can put yourself on a bridge in Curacao. And it's not going to hurt any less.
But a 5-star hotel might make you feel a little bit better.
It's not going to hurt
room
any
service,
less. No, you just be crying there with the room service.
Yeah,
and then you'll cry even more after you see the bill.
Yeah, but you might run into somebody hot. You know what I'm saying?
But you're grieving. You can't be tapping into somebody else while you're grieving.
What did Uncle Ivan say? When you want to get over somebody, get underneath somebody else.
No. That's a temporary fix. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it, but it's a temporary fix.
You can't cry during a jump off, or you can't cry during a jump off.
You could cry. And then just make them think that it's so good that you're crying.
I took a woman. I went on a date with a woman who got in my car crying about an ex.
Oh no, I don't remember her.
I took her. We went skydiving.
I don't think I remember her.
She used to work at the club. Remember that? Yeah, that I don't want to put her name out there.
I don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
Was she a bartender?
She was a bartender.
Okay.
She was the one that used to write the checks. The little high yellow one.
Okay, I don't remember her. But it doesn't matter that I don't remember her.
But I'm like, how you get in my car? How are we on a date?
And she started crying about her boyfriend?
Crying about a boyfriend that is breaking up with her, and I'm taking you skydiving and out to dinner. But once again, Uncle Ivan's words of wisdom.
She was getting under you to get over him?
Well,
I'm just asking, is that what was going on?
More like using me to occupy her time.
And you do. You know what? And the worst, let me tell you something. The worst thing ever, I don't know about ever, but you try to hang out with new people, like a new dude, because you broke up and you're heartbroken, so you go grab somebody else, and it just be a complete waste of your time. You're just like, why am I here? And you're still looking at your phone, hoping the person you want to call and texting. It's like, why did I ask him out? Why did I say yes to him?
Yeah, because I took you 20,000 feet up in the air and we're skydiving. That's why.
I'm not having fun. I don't like him. I hope he doesn't ask me for a kiss. I really don't want to have to eat dinner with him. I just want to go home. It's just hard. It's like because the whole time you with this dude that you're trying to occupy your time with, you hoping and wishing and praying he was the dude that you broke up with.
Yeah, I thought it was a little. I thought that was a little weird when she got in my car. I'm like, oh, okay, so I got you. Par for the course for me. Par for the course for me. Dr.
So, hold on. I want to ask you this. Would you have had sex with her?
Absolutely.
Even if she was crying?
She was banging.
If she was crying, you would have still had sex with her. You would say, let me make you feel better.
Yes, very softly. I would have stroked her hair. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Come on. It's okay. I cry for you tonight.
Okay, Jodeci.
Tonight. Baby, I'm in.
Dr. Shante tells us when we don't rush the process, what we learn is pretty special.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about grief for a minute? And I'm not talking about death in the family grief. I'm talking about I thought my life would be different at this stage of the game grief. I thought this relationship would last forever grief. I thought my friends would be here for me in meaningful ways grief. I thought my health would be better at this point grief. I thought my finances would be in a different place grief. I'm talking about these significant life disappointments. And a lot of times when we feel those, sometimes we try to rush past the sadness that we feel and try to give ourselves the old pep talk. And I realized that in trying to rush past the sadness and rush past those feelings, that in stifling my grief, I was also stifling my growth, because through grief, I found something called self-compassion. And self-compassion is when you turn inwardly and give yourself the kind of love, support, care, comfort, patience that you would give a friend who was going through a tough time. And in allowing myself to grieve and also allowing myself to experience compassion and time and support, I actually found myself better able to move forward and find peace and resolution rather than suppressing it and acting like it didn't exist or that it didn't bother me. So it's okay to allow yourself to grieve so that you can grow.
It's a lot of learning. Maybe we're all grieving at some point in time through a lot of things that are going on through our lives, through relationships that we're having here.
I think the nation is grieving right now. I really do. I think the nation is grieving. It's a lot going on. People are losing their jobs, and the world is shifting and changing in different ways that we've never seen before. you know?
Yeah, it is a very interesting time to be alive. Yeah, good and bad.
Yeah. I mean, new things are happening, and new normals are becoming.
New normals.
And we're like, whoa, like where am I in bizarro world? When did this start happening? Yeah,
it's taking some time to get used to how things are operating, and you know, new normals. I think that's the best way to put it. It's hard to adjust. Yeah. And there is a little getting used to and grieving the rules of yesterday are gone.
Yeah, adulthood is a lot, and we stay in motion.
Yeah,
there's almost no time to recover to things that happen to us.
Yeah, and there's so much coming at us all at once.
Yeah,
you know, like look over here,
look over here, look over here, look over here, or you know, I mean, I just lost 7 clients. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, whoa, wait. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. What just happened? No. How did that happen? So when they talk about all of these Black women who've lost their jobs, you know, I guess I'm a part of that in the sense that I'm a Black businesswoman who's lost clients. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm grieving that. Trust and believe, baby. I'm grieving that right now.
Now, were you part of the Black women that Kelly Price was talking to?
Well, Kelly Price was talking to the Black women that be putting other Black women down. Yeah. Now you know I don't do that, honey. Kelly wasn't talking to me. Me and Kelly is my friend.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Kelly is my friend.
That's right. Kelly is friend.
I'm not. Come on now. Full disclosure. That's
Kelly,
my girl.
That is your girl. I forgot. Kelly is your girl. I was like, who? I said, who made Kelly Price mad? I was like, ooh.
Yeah, somebody made. When you make her mad, she gonna let you know. Best believe that. You got 2 minutes to go grab a friend and come back. Check out Late Night Love.
All right.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted Black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And neighborhoods come up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
All right, welcome back to Late Night Love. Hit the chat or dial the number on the screen to get in on the conversation. Have you navigated grief? 310-369-0400. Call now and share your conversation with us because we'd love to hear it. We got some swag for you, right, to give away.
First caller gets swag, Fox Soul hat, Fox Soul shirt.
Yeah. So, Tammy, why do we often isolate grief to physical death but not to other changes or transitions in our lives? Because that's what I'm taking away from this conversation, that grief is like it's present in so many different areas of life. Like the young lady had talk about finances, career. We don't think about that at all. You know, like relationships, is one thing. Death is one thing, but like grief is an emotion that we don't associate with other pieces.
Well, yeah, grief happens during a loss. So whatever that is that you've lost is relative to grief, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like we were talking earlier, like the loss of who your parents used to be, right?
Yeah.
Or the loss of a friendship, or the loss of your financial status, the loss of your clients, the loss of any loss is relative to grief.
Why do we struggle with it? Like, why do we struggle with the loss? I instead of just accepting it.
Well, I think that's what grief is. Grief is the process in which it takes to manifest the acceptance of what has happened. So it's the stages that you have to go through. Like we're all human beings with emotions and feelings and attachments. And so if we're talking about losing something, no one wants to lose anything. I mean, that word lose, you don't want to lose a game. You don't want your favorite team to lose a game. So losing denotes something negative at all times for the most part, right? And so if you are having to go through health struggles and you're a woman with breast cancer and you have to lose your breast, if you're a man and you have prostate cancer and you have to lose your testicles, these are parts of you that you've lived with your whole life and in some way has formulated who you are as a man or as a woman. And to lose that might denote to you or to other people or to society that you've lost a portion of your manhood or your womanhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a woman loses her uterus, she no longer has the capabilities to bear children.
Right.
If she loses her period, she no longer can have children, and it means that she's now going into a whole different stage of life. And that's very difficult.
Menopause, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would think would you not welcome that, or that whole change of like, my birthing years are done, and that
change denotes something very. It's a rite of passage for a woman, but at the same time, it's a very difficult one to assess because, I mean, I'm not trying to be all doctory about it here. I'm just gonna get ghetto with it and just say, look, you ain't young no more, sweetie. You know what I'm saying? This right, like you have passed the point of what society.
Okay.
What society says is sexy, is pretty, is youthful, and now you have gone into a whole different realm of your womanhood. And I'm not saying any of that is true. What I'm saying is that is how society perceives it, right?
Wow. And then also a failed relationship might not feel like successful because the world places a huge value in romance. I guess that's interesting. I guess menopause reminds you of mortality. The end is coming.
Menopause reminds you? I guess it could. Yeah, because, you're winding it down, sister.
But wouldn't that...
You're winding it down, sister.
I would think that would also mean that you're in the wisdom stage of life, right?
Well, who the hell wants to be in the wisdom stage of life? Spare me. No, I want to be 25 and fine and all the men coming after me, and I want to be flued out, and I want people to buy, I want these brothers to buy me stuff.
And then after you've done that all, right? After you've done that all, you've had that. You've had that.
No, I lost my youth when I got married, man. I got married too early. I lost my youth.
But you've had the men buy you things. You've been flued out. You've done it all. You've done it all. I've heard the stories. Look what it got you.
Late night love.
There you go.
Late night love is what it got me. Anovia Arian reminds us grief isn't linear. Okay, it's not linear. Is that line going like that? Linear?
Okay.
After the show, find the full video online. But in the meantime, watch this one.
After a breakup, allow yourself to grieve the relationship. I broke up with my ex like a year ago, and the first 6 months, baby, were easy breezy, beautiful. Of course, I cried and I was sad at the beginning, but at the same time, I had already mourned the relationship before I actually broke up with him. So when I broke up with him, I felt free and I felt like, oh my God, I'm outside, I'm single, what's new? Who can I talk to? Type of vibe. But then when I hit month 6, 7, it all hit me. It was a random day and it all just hit me like, whoa. I was engaged. I was planning to marry this man. I was planning to live my life, have kids with this man, picturing my life. I had been with this man for 3 years and it was all over in a blink of an eye. I had to process that and it hit me randomly. Of course I was sad, like I said at the beginning, a little bit, but not to a way where I was truly mourning the relationship. When I hit month 6, it hit me and I was like, whoa, this is really done. But what I did not do is shame myself for feeling the way that I felt. I don't care if it was month 6, month 12, 2 years later, I don't care. I felt the way I felt and it all hit me and I processed it in the time that I was supposed to process it. And so I did just that. I allowed myself to feel every single emotion. I felt anger, I felt sadness, I felt confused. At first, I was also confused as to why am I feeling the way I'm feeling, because these first 6 months I've been feeling like I'm thriving. Now, why all of a sudden am I crying and what happened? And I didn't want him back. I don't want him back. But at the same time, I was just processing everything. It all just flooded back into my mind. So after that, I allowed myself to truly feel how I felt, process how I feel, truly grieve it.
She went through a massive amount of emotions
I'm
right
glad
there.
I don't know what it feels like to have a fiance and then not get married. I'm glad I don't know that.
She was going through
usually that's how... Usually that process is a male process, because women usually grieve the breakup, we're like, oh, we don't want to break up, and then we grow into being like, oh, okay, this all right, and men are usually like, I'm outside, where the men at? And then as months go by, they're like, oh man, she looked like she having fun without me,
Well, I guess she went and had the fun and ain't nothing out here.
Yeah.
And I left something stable or some stability for
that's
nothing.
Usually how men. Well, she says she don't want him back, so
No.
that.
Obviously, she made the right choice, but I think she was like, oh my God, I left something stable. But then again, you didn't want him, but the idea of what it represented was what she was missing.
And a lot of times, when you're in a relationship, man, you get out of one, you tend to only think of the good times. And you be like, oh, man, I miss this, I miss that. Oh, we used to do this, we used to do that. Oh, my goodness. I remember when we went to everything reminds you of him or her. Oh, I remember we went to that park and we sat down, we had those corn dogs, and then I put that little mustard on his nose and licked it off. That was so cute. Oh, my God, I remember when he took the braids out my hair. Now I'm in a beauty shop and she's taking the braids out of my hair. Oh, my goodness. And so everything is and you say this to me all the time, everything is kind of like a fantasy. You're in this fantasy world. You're thinking about this fantasy that doesn't exist.
Right, because all it takes is one phone call to pull you back into reality and be like, oh, now I remember why I broke up with him.
Now I remember why I broke up with him.
Yeah,
damn it.
Right. Yeah. We fantasize about the life that we want, but there's another side to the person of why you're like, why it's ended.
This did not work. Over romanticized.
Yeah. No, we that's how we wish life would be.
Yeah, that's certainly how I wish it would be. The first half of the show is behind us. Come back after the break for the second half of Late Night Love with Tammy Mack and Donna Michi.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal. Love, you're mine.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
All right, welcome back to Late Night Love. You know, breakups are tough, and the healing process can be real heavy. I mean, think back to, I don't know, your worst breakup. How long did it take you to be ready to date again? I mean, golly, I was trying to replace. I went on the radio and I'm like, I'm ready to get married. You remember that?
When?
When I broke up, when Sin left me, and we broke up, I was like, I want to get married. Call now, 520-KJLH.
Surely you didn't want to meet nobody on the radio because the last woman you left met on the radio destroyed you.
I created an email address that said marydon@gmail.com. I want to marry Don at gmail.com.
Did you get any hits?
I did get some hits. They weren't to my liking, but I did get some hits. So what positive steps or advice could you give someone currently in that space? And what could they do to help themselves heal? Definitely not do what I did.
What'd you do?
I was trying to replace the breakup. I was trying to replace the woman that left with another woman. And so there were a lot of replacements instead of sitting in that space and trying to be alone for a moment. And that was the greatest thing that I gave myself, being alone.
I agree.
Because it was just a bunch of women and they were great women, but they weren't the right women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think spending some time to yourself helps because it allows you to grieve properly and it allows you to make clearer decisions, because when you don't go through that grieving process, you tend to jump at whatever makes you feel good. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right person for you. Mm-hmm. It's just the person, they call them the rebounders.
And I was trying to rebound. I was calling old flames. And one of them was like, even like, why are you guys always calling me when when you break up with your girlfriend? What am I? You know, I was up in.
That's what the girl said.
Yeah, I was up in San Francisco having a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why you? What am I? Like the rebound chick?
So she had experience with men always calling her.
Yes, you are the rebound chick.
Clearly. You the rebound chick. Yes, you are the rebound chick. Yeah, I mean, and that rebound. There's truth to that rebound.
Well, I mean,
there's definitely truth to the rebound.
But she was before the chick, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was before her. You know.
You can't be the rebound.
Yeah,
you the rebound.
So, like, when I got a divorce, she was like going through an issue with her husband back in Texas. Mm-hmm. But then she left and came back to L.A. and left me in Texas. And so I was just trying to rekindle what we had in Texas. Right? I'm here, baby. Your man is back.
What did she say? Why?
Well, exactly.
Why y'all come to me? Oh my God! You fumbled or got with somebody else, then went back. Is that what happened?
Well, the problem is that she had grown since those days.
Yeah, that's another thing you men don't realize. Like, y'all tend to go, I don't know, I think we all do that. We tend to go back to relationships wanting to rekindle what was. And it's possible. Like, I have an ex-boyfriend who is always trying to rekindle with me what was, and I'm like, I'm a whole grown woman now. Like,
Come on, baby.
I'm a grown woman. Like, I can't even, like, I was 14 years old when we were together. You know what I'm saying? I was in middle school. I was in high school. I was in college. I'm not in school anymore. I'm schooling.
Damn,
I'm schooling now. I'm not in school.
You still drinking Sunny Delight candy? Come on, let's listen to
Still
New
like
Edition.
the Lucky Charms?
Like, come on.
What you say? Let's listen to some New Edition.
Come on. You still like New Edition? Cool it now.
Come on, you know you my candy girl.
Yeah, you I got them Jordans.
He called me what? Not the Jordans.
I got some Jordan shoes for you.
He called me one day playing that Darnell Jones song, Where I Wanna Be.
Where I want to
be. I was like,
hey, girl, I just want to be with you. I just want to be with you.
I was like, hey, look, I'm sorry. Like, my mind is on a whole nother level. I'm so not interested anymore.
Yeah, this is what happens when you leave people in small towns. You know what I'm saying?
Houston is not a small town.
Oh, he's in Houston. Oh, this is Houston. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
You talking about Gucci shoes.
What happens when you lose extra weight? Look, Crystal has the answer. Watch.
Have you ever noticed how people just glow up after a breakup? Like, it's almost like, it's not that they become a whole different person, but everything be different. Like, it's like they aura, everything just changed about them. Yeah, my lips got stained from that red lipstick. But let me tell you what I think it is. I believe that some people really don't realize their level of greatness because they're so busy hanging on or holding on to something that's almost like a burden. So it's like they're dragging extra weight, if that makes sense. And let's be real, if you're carrying dead weight, there's no way for you to fly because you're holding on to so much stuff. Once they finally let go of whatever it is or who it is, that's when they're able to really like pour into themselves. It's hard to pour into yourself when you're so busy trying to pour into somebody to help them see the potential that you see in them, which that's a whole different story. The other person always know that you're capable of being this great person, but they also know that they are distracting you in a way where you cannot become that person because you're too busy pouring into their cup. So the moral of the story is, it's not about who you become when you're not with them. It's about realizing who you are without them. And that's a big difference. And I feel like once that light bulb go off, that's when the actual glow up like transpire, if that makes sense.
She said, who you are without them. Oof.
It's not who you are when you're with them. It's more like who you are when you're without them.
Yeah. How do you know that they're dead weight, though, at the end of the day?
Because you realize you're not getting nothing accomplished.
Oh. They're just holding you down?
Yeah. The writing is always on the wall, but we're so in love and blinded by love that we don't see it. And one thing that women have a propensity to do is to pour everything that they have into their man to make sure that their man is everything that they need to be and everything that they want to be. And we tend to, that's when you say you lose yourself in somebody else.
Yes, yeah.
Because you're so busy trying to make sure he comes up and you'll deal with yourself later. Just like Angela Bassett in Waiting to Exhale Again. You know, she waited to do what she wanted to do and took care of the kids while he did his thing. He does his thing, gets this huge promotion or whatever, and then dumps her for the white woman. And now she's stuck.
He gave her he gave her a car or something, didn't he? What did he tell her to do? He told her to make it work.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to give her nothing.
Well, he had the yard sale, you know.
She blew all that up. She blew all that. But in her defense, that was hers too.
It was hers.
It was hers too. I can burn my stuff up if I want to.
It's my stuff. Yeah, hilarious.
Mike can't burn it up in California because you know we got some fire zones and stuff. We don't need all that out here.
Yeah, so I guess when you're not getting stuff done, cut the dead weight. Grieve the relationship.
Yeah, and you don't realize that you're not getting your own stuff done because you feel like you're productive because you're helping someone else get their stuff done. So it's not like you realize, and that's how we miss it, right? Because it's not like we're not doing anything. We're just doing everything for someone else. So you don't feel non-productive or like you're sitting around lollygagging. You feel like, ooh, look what I'm doing. I'm getting this done. I'm doing this for my boo, my bae. Yeah, that's my man, my man, my man.
I mean, minus the my man. I feel like you just read the story of my life. I mean, that's been the story of my life. I've been of service to the women that have been in my life. I've been taking care of them. I mean, you know, my woman. You know, I don't want to say that. But I don't feel like they were dead weight.
They were.
Were they?
Absolutely.
Oh, I've been carrying around a rock.
You've been carrying around a boulder, baby. A rock.
I've been carrying around boulders.
No, they were dead weight. I'm sorry to say they were dead weight because you could have gotten a lot more done. You could be a lot further along right now had you not lost those years.
Well, had a good run.
Well, you wasn't really running because you had bricks tied to your legs.
Oh God. Well, this has been a very informative show.
The end of tonight's show is near, so stick around. Late Night Love returns.
I had bricks tied to my legs.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moment.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Wow. Tammy, what's your takeaway from tonight's conversation?
I should ask you, what's your take? You're the one that just had the epiphany.
I had the epiphany. I got a son out of the whole thing. You know, the epiphany I got is I've been carrying bricks with me my whole life. You know, maybe I should have, if I'd have known better, I would have been focusing on the career.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. And then in the process of that greatness, you probably would have found a woman who was great. But then you would have had to go through therapy like you've done, because any woman that you had before your therapy would have just been much of the same.
Yeah.
Which is sad, because your last one was much of the same, or the first one that you got away. And it's so crazy, because I kept telling Don, I think you're going back into what you left. Don was like, how you think that? Why you say that? And I was like, dude, the comparisons are ridiculous. It was side by side. Okay.
Yeah, when you grieve fully, you can pick better. I guess that's right. Listen, tonight's conversation is very interesting. Epiphany tonight, very, very big epiphany.
Uh-huh.
But I also say, listen, everything happens for a reason in everybody's life, and so we are all here. When you grieve fully, you pick better with your life. Live in that grief. I think that's one of the biggest things we learned for tonight. That you don't run from it. Mm-hmm. That time will heal, and process everything.
I learned that there is a death doula. What I didn't ask Darnell was, do you also doula relationship deaths?
Oh, that's interesting.
Right? I don't know why
That's
I
an
didn't
interesting
think to ask
thing.
that, because look, he probably find more money there than in the regular death doula.
That is a very interesting.
I feel like you know what? I might have just found
that's a job right there. Oh my God!
I think I just found me a job. I am the relationship death doula. Because everyone needs guidance after they've broken up from someone.
I'll come sit with you, hold your hand,
let you grieve.
How much you charge?
How much is it worth?
$49.99 an hour.
I'm only doing high and tier. Look, if you, I'm sorry, if you a brokey, then you need to grieve your relationship on your own.
You cold, man. Wow.
But if you got a little change in your pocket, hire me. I will be your relationship death doula for sure. I can guide you through that. I think that's a job I could do. I think I'm really about to seriously think about that.
You gonna come over with some Chick-fil-A and
whatever it is you like that makes you feel better. I will do that. I think I'm about to get that going right now. Relationship death doula. I love it. Thank you, Darnell. Octavia, therapy, bestie, wants you to know you don't have to convince them to love you.
Yeah, listen to this share.
Something that's been coming up in sessions this week is the heartbreak of wanting someone to choose you and realizing that they won't. It's that moment where you're sitting there overwhelmed, trying to use logic to negotiate love, and your nervous system is screaming, fix it, save it, don't let it end. No matter how much you try to prove you're worth keeping, you can't logic someone into loving you differently. You can't overfunction your way into a relationship that isn't mutual. You cannot rescue someone into being ready. And sometimes the hardest part isn't letting go of the person. It's letting go of the hope, the version of the relationship you thought it could be, the version of yourself you thought they'd help you become. So if you're feeling helpless or hopeless right now, I want you to say this. You don't have to perform for love. Your grief is not weakness, and your sadness doesn't make you broken. It means your heart was invested. It means you cared very deeply, and it means you're still worthy, even if someone else couldn't see it. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye.
You know what I love about today's time and being alive today is that everybody's sitting with emotions and being okay with it. And exactly what she said is that everything you feel is okay. You know, you did everything out of love. You know, you deserve to be loved. You don't have to trick your way into being loved. And if somebody doesn't love you, then that's fine, you know. And grief, move on. Time will heal, you know, and just, you know, sit with that.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking, like, in relationships, the main thing that we say to ourselves when we have a breakup, a relationship death, is we put it on ourselves and we say, why doesn't he love me? Or why doesn't she love me anymore? What's wrong with me? Why? Why me? And I think that it makes us feel worse about ourselves. It puts us in a very negative headspace about who we are, our self-assurance, our self-esteem, and it diminishes our value to ourselves when someone decides that they no longer want us to be a part of their lives in that intimate type of way. And I think the first thing that we need to know is that it's not about us and it's not as personal as we take it.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about you at all. It's you know, it's just
right.
You know, and grief is also the prelude or preview to growth. Like I try to look at life at everything as not in positive or negatives, is that they're just lessons. There's a journey. It's one big marathon, and that, you know, what's supposed to happen is supposed to happen, and just kind of just keep trucking along.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, growth is challenging. It's necessary. It's great. You know.
And I would love to encourage people who break up, because when you're really in love with a person and you think that's your person and then it turns out to not be your person, I really would love to encourage those people that there is another side. Like, yes, you're grieving this relationship now, but I promise you, there is another side where you become happy with yourself, where you become whole with yourself, and where you attract someone who will love you in a way that you've never been loved before. It will happen. I'm telling you, when I broke up with that man, when I broke up with him, baby, I have never been so happy. And there are times when I'm just driving along the streets and I'm like, oh, I never knew I could be this happy without him.
Because you don't know that you're in the middle of a storm until you're out of it.
You don't know. You don't know. Like, I'm like, what took me so long? And I oftentimes go back to think and wonder, like, what was wrong with me? What made me stay there? What was I thinking? Who was that girl? And that's literally what you're going to think when you get to the other side. And it's the grieving portion that takes you to that other side. Because when I tell you, I don't know who the hell I was.
That's the same thing when I was married. I was like, I didn't know how I was going to get out of that. You know, and I got out of it. It just seems like another lifetime ago.
It does. It seems like a whole different life with a whole different person in a whole different world. And we are going to take a whole nother break. But guess what? We'll be right back with Late Night Love.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And you interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Ready to lose track of time the best way possible?
Rolling!
From the funniest videos to the wildest things online, we do the scrolling so you don't have to.
It's Usher. He had that synthetic hair melting. You hear me? Why y'all talking about that lady hair like that? Ain't he alone?
Catch us every weeknight, 7 p.m. Central on Fox Soul.
Louder for the people in the back.
Hey, it's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
All right, Alex L. reminds us 2 things can be true. Take a look at this last clip of the night right now.
Hey, sis. I just want to remind you that you can grieve the ending of something and still be grateful that it's over. Your sadness, your disappointment, your hope that things would have turned out differently isn't asking you to go back to the place that harmed you. It's asking you to sit with your feelings, to sit with yourself, and remember who you are. You can be sad about it, you can be pissed about it, and you can also be grateful that you don't have to deal with that anymore. Okay?
All right, well, there you go. Another Thursday, another honest and really necessary conversation for...
Breakups and griefs are just basically reveal the next version of you.
Yeah. Well, the honest, necessary conversation for me and
I'm
you.
so happy that I broke up. Like, I'm so happy that that I broke up with my last boyfriend. Like, my life is 1,000 quadrillion times better without him.
Understand that you deserve healing.
But it hurts so bad.
You know, a huge thank you to my phenomenal co-host, Dr. Tammy Mack. A big thank you to you as well out there in the audience. To our guest, the death doula, Darnell Lamont Walker, and the biggest, most heartfelt gratitude goes to you, the audience, for staying with us and staying tuned in and listening to us. I am Don Amici, as always. And I didn't know I was carrying around a ton of bricks my whole life. But
you didn't know that?
I just thought I was doing what was right, which is supposed to get a job,
but the
you
problem
take care
is,
of women.
Yes, that's the problem. You were doing for other people and you weren't doing for yourself. What is right is to do for yourself. Put your own oxygen mask on first.
All right.
And then help the other people's.
I'm Don Amici. This has been Late Night Love. The Listening Lounge is up next on
The
Fox
Listening Lounge is up next.
Good night.
But until then, Late Night Love returns tomorrow. Late Night Love.
Welcome to Fox Soul's The Listening Lounge, where you come to find your favorite new audiobooks that will leave you inspired and wanting more. I'm your host, Derica Abraham. This week, we are showcasing Oludera Adeo's Self-Care for Black Women, where she details 150 self-care exercises designed specifically